All right, Kurt, before the blood vessel in your neck bursts.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. I gave this movie a positive score because the action is really good. And like you guys said, Donnie Yen is fantastic. Unfortunately, and I do like action a lot, I will tend to suffer from action fatigue sometimes. And I absolutely got that with this one. Some of these action scenes, and I know you guys love it. Danny said he'd watch him fall down the stairs for another half an hour. Some of these just go on way too long for me. And again, it's cool, but at a certain point, and I'm going to get flamed for this, it got repetitive to me. I'm like, I just need more than this. It's going on and on and on. And going along with that, what makes it even worse and more visual noise to me is the fact that not so much the first two, but the last two movies, 3 and 4, really built up this idea that he's Superman and he's indestructible and he has a ridiculous amount of plot armor and the stuff that he survives. I can't. Oh, geez. There's something else that happens that makes that even worse. Like by proxy, because I don't feel what I'm supposed to feel. So yeah, just it way too long. There was no reason it had to be 2 hours and 40 minutes long. Some of these scenes go on way too long, and I get disconnected when they go on so long, and I know that he's going to kill all 60, 80, 100 of these people, no problem, and just all the plot armor and shit. It gets old for me. Like, I disconnect from it after a certain point. Again, some of the action is enjoyable, and I gave it a positive score for that reason, but just, it's too much. And especially the last two John Wick movies. I like the first two better because I didn't think they went quite that far with some of this stuff and the shit that he survives. So there we go.
Kurt, I completely understand what you're saying and it all makes sense. But for some reason in this franchise, it just doesn't bother me.
And that's always confused me because people will shit on other movies for not being realistic, but not this one. Mo just did it yesterday with Sisu.
Yes. I was just about to bring that up because for some, I'm sorry, I don't know who has seen Sisu in here, but there was stuff in Sisu that I was like, oh hell no, you ain't no, not even John Wick is surviving.
But I felt the same way about John Wick though. That's the problem. And then there
was only one thing in John Wick where I was like, I don't know about that, but other than that,
can you guys let me spoil this?
All right, so I'll be brief. If you're watching the show and you haven't seen John Wick 4 and you don't want to be spoiled on how the movie ends, we're at the it's whatever hour it is, 56-minute mark. Come back at the 00 mark, so in 4 minutes, and I'll be wrapping up my next movie. So go ahead, Kurt.
Okay, so this kind of adds on to my problem that I was talking about before with the plot armor. And then, because at the end, they reverse it and kill him off, supposedly. So when this happens, I'm not feeling what I'm supposed to be feeling because I don't believe it for a second because they had hammered home this idea that, no, he's unkillable, he's invincible, he's Superman. So I'm like, oh, he'll be fine. And then they have him die, and I'm like, what? So that just didn't hit me at all because I didn't believe it.
He's unkillable. He's unkillable by others because of his skill. In that last scene, he chose to get shot so he could get the guy.
No. I'm talking about the specific, all the shit that he survived, like falling off the building at the end of 3 after getting shot by, blanking on his name right now. But at the end of 3, yes. And he gets shot at the end of 3 and falls off the building. There's no way in hell he should have survived that. And now he dies by getting shot like in the stomach or whatever. It's like, I don't buy it. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Himself get shot.
And that's their fault for saying this whole time, hammering home the idea that he is unkillable, that he can do all the shit and still be alive. So.
That is the one thing though that me and Ryan me and Kurt do agree on though.
Oh,
and we talked about this before.
Oh, yep, that's right.
We did. Like, I didn't feel like I was like, he doesn't seem dead to me.
Right.
So that's why I never felt like,
so
that they should.
That's
end
why
right now.
I almost don't want it to end because
so Kurt, you're saying if they made a John Wick 5 where he was alive, then you would like this one more because
probably a little bit. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.